7 most interesting wrecks, a boon to the divers. Frigate 356. Not far from the island of Cayman Islands, at a depth of 27 meters, Frigate 356 rests on the bottom of the ocean, split into 2 parts. This ship was built in the early 1980s in the Soviet Union. After the end of the Cold War and the collapse of the USSR, the vessel was transferred by the Russian government to the Cuban Navy. Over the next 10 years, the unused warship slowly rusted at one of the berths until it was bought by the government of the Cayman Islands. And then the ship was flooded for the sake of an experiment. Scientists wanted to find out the weak points of the ship during the crash. The ex-frigate has been renamed as the ship of Captain Keith Tibbets and is currently only 100 meters from the underwater abyss. Frigate 356 is not overgrown with algae and rusts very slowly due to the high content of aluminium in the ship's hull. Unknown yacht in the Red Sea. Abu Galava, Shuwaiya, is a reef in the Egyptian Red Sea in a beautiful turquoise lagoon. The name of the place translates roughly as the younger father of turquoise water. There are many different opinions regarding a yacht sunk in such an idyllic location. Local guides believe it is an American sailing ship that sank in 2002, but diving instructor Rick Verco disagrees. He claims it is an Australian yacht that found its underwater grave in 1998, most likely due to the navigation error by the captain. Canadian schooner in Lake Huron. Lake Huron, in the northeastern of the United States, is one of the 5 Great Lakes of North America. Thousands of large and small ships have sunk in these lakes since the 17th century. Many of them have never been found, and some of these ships sunk in shallow water, attracting the attention of divers from all over the world all year round. In one place about 6 meters under the water, there are the remains of a Canadian schooner, formerly used for transporting coal, and it is clearly visible from the shore. The ship sank in 1885, but despite such a long time, it is perfectly preserved. Every year, thousands of tourists come to this place to admire the schooner from the shore or dive and take a closer look. Battleship USS Utah, Pearl Harbor. Built in 1909, the battleship USS Utah went through the entire First World War to be eventually sunk at Pearl Harbor during the famous Japanese air raid on December 7, 1941. This was the first attack by another country on the United States since 1812. As a result of the Japanese attack, the ship was torpedoed and sank under the water in just a few minutes. On December 7, 1941, on that fateful day, 6 officers and 52 sailors found their grave in the hull of a sunken ship. Vessel R-29 Malta. The ship with the number R-29 was sunk in September 2007 near the island of Marfu in the Maltese archipelago. It was a patrol boat about 6 meters long. The boat itself is small, but it is often visited by divers from all over the world. All the sensors and navigation divers have been preserved inside the boat, and narrow passages, which makes it not easy to squeeze through with diving equipment, allow you to get a huge range of extreme feelings. Battleship USS Arizona, Pearl Harbor. This memorial is built on the remains of the US Navy's battleship USS Arizona. The ship left the dock at the beginning of the 20th century to meet its tragic end at Pearl Harbor. The ship was attacked by 10 Japanese bombers at once, and 4 direct hits from aerial bombs did not leave the battleship a chance of salvation. One of the bombs exploded in the ammunition compartment. As a result, there was an explosion of such horrible force that the blast wave extinguished the fire on the Battleship repair wreck blazing nearby. 1,177 sailors and officers died that day on the Arizona. Almost half of the dead Pearl Harbor sailors served on this ship. Until now, several liters of engine oil per day seep into the water from the ship's engine compartment. Tourists who come here can see colorful stains on the water from the oil of the deceased battleship. Ship Prince Albert, Honduras. The Prince Albert freighter, deliberately sunk in 1987, has an exciting history. At one time, the ship was used to transport Nicaraguan refugees who fled the civil war on the island of Roatan. Then the ship was laid up for a long time in the harbour, slowly rusting and gradually sinking under the water. Ship owner Bill Evans realized that if he will not solve this problem, the vessel would go to the bottom right near the pier. So he decided to tow vessel out to the sea, making it a local attraction for diving lovers. Don't forget to subscribe and like it. Thanks for sharing, and bye bye.